What's going on, guys? It's your boy Tim Aslan here with Counter Trend Capital, bringing you the latest Bitcoin update. So it's been a little bit of time, about a week or two since my last update, and I think we were around here, and we were looking at the possibility of 5 waves down on Bitcoin, right? So since then, this has continued to plummet more. And if you follow our Twitter account, you saw that I posted another scenario, which is a more bullish scenario. And so I'll just talk about that real quick. I think I might have it on here. Yeah. So let me get rid of this. So this is the bullish count right here. And it's that this is really long, and on the 4 hour breaks divergence. So this could potentially be a WXY corrective structure right here, where within that we have a triple wave ABC, ABC for X, and another ABC for Y. And so this is pretty probable, I'd say, because for a 5 wave down move, you'd have to label this as your wave 3 probably, because it's the highest on the RSI before this. So it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you have like a triple wave move for 5. So it doesn't make sense, and the RSI doesn't have divergence on the 5th wave, which is a must. So that doesn't make sense to me. So I like to actually have the more probable scenario being that we can break this high now, or this is part of a bigger corrective where this is a W, then we'll do an X, and then we'll do a Y before then breaking the high. But I think it is leaning a little bit more bullish, in my opinion, looking at the data that we have now. And furthermore, what we got after this low, which bounced from the 618, really nice, and not to mention the previous range, point of control, which is all the way back from this range right here. I thought that was a really nice area for it to bounce. But what we got was 5 waves up. And so if you know Elliott wave theory, 5 waves up is an impulsive move up. And so what I'm expecting now is I'm expecting an ABC or a WXY to the downside, where first we need to break this 200% of this local move down. So what I'm looking at really is something like this, right? Like a 5 wave down, then a triple wave up, and then another 5 wave down. And the main area that I'm actually looking at is this area right here. It's the daily naked point of control and the weekly naked point of control and a 4-hour order block, all within about $100 to $200 of each other. Not to mention, but my buddy Will Sauce showed me this. This is actually the point of control for this impulsive move up. So a lot of volume in this area, and down here, a lot of gaps in volume. So obviously there's some fair value gaps here, 4-hour one right there. So it would make a lot of sense to go to the bottom of this 4-hour value gap, tap the point of control, tap the weekly naked and the daily naked point of control, and then absolutely pump from here. And the beautiful thing with that is your trade can be as easy as this. Stop loss at the low, because that invalidates the 5 waves up. And then TP1 once we break this high, and TP2 once we break this high, right? And one more like kind of little thing to point out, and sorry, I have a little bit of mess of fibs right here, but if this is like a bigger corrective structure, then another area of interest, let's say it stops right at this weekly naked point of control down here. The other area of interest would be this fib set, where the first one is like this 100% if it stops here. That aligns with the 4-hour fair value gap, right? There's the 1.23, which is kind of a retest of this dump area. And then 1.618 pretty much breaks the high. So I'd say if we get past this 1.23, it should mean we break this high. and move up to our next areas of interest. We have weekly here, liquidity. These are the prices that I'm looking at if we can break this high. So that's pretty much the main thing. Last thing I'll leave you with is we have FOMC tomorrow at 11 o'clock Pacific, right? So Powell will be talking, and I could see a big volatile move at that point. Maybe we get a wick down here. So I usually don't set limit orders, but it might be okay for this scenario. Up to you and your risk tolerance. Definitely set your stop loss here at the low to be safe. But we in the group caught this short up here for that fifth wave. If you're interested, I'll just show you how we caught that. All it really was is, let me get rid of these so you can see. All it really was is you go from the starting point to the wave 1, right? And then you move your third fib to the bottom of wave 4. And it gave us this nice 100% target right there. And then within that fifth wave, you have to have another 5 waves, which you can really clearly see here. This was a nice move from Bitcoin. So we do the same thing, and then boom, 100%, front runs it slightly, but 618 was where I entered, which matches this 100%, right? And then I threw my stop at the 200% of this right up here. So my goal is to bring this down all the way to the daily, weekly naked down here, which would be about a 3 or 4 hour trade based on this setup, which was really nice. The guys in the group caught it. We were just talking about this for a few days and finally hit. And then same thing, I'm going to ride it down. You can, if we get an impulsive move down, right? If you see that, and then you see like some slow, exaggerated triple wave move up like this, if we get high enough to where the risk to reward is good, you can also just hop into this short, put your stop loss at the invalidation of the high right here, and then ride this one down to this 4 hour fair value gap, daily naked, weekly naked area, and then essentially kind of double dip, right? So that's another trade I'm thinking about. We just got to take what the market gives us, right? Locally, within this 30-minute time frame, we're kind of seeing Bitcoin bounce here, which is what I don't want to see. But it's okay if it does. So this is kind of, as I have it right now, 1, 2. Oh, oops. Let me get rid of this because this is in the way of the wick. So we have a 1, 2, and then this ideally should be a wave 3, right? And so for wave 3, it needs to break 1.618. So I do want to see this turn red in the next, hour or two to hopefully confirm the change of trend here, right? It is good we broke this level right here and this one. But, we could be making a leading, potentially 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that. So we just got to keep an eye on this. If it does make another high, I would say that I would probably move this wave 3 to right here, and then put the wave 4 down here, and then say, okay, one more high for wave 5. So we could get that as well. Maybe tapping this 4 hour fair value gap right here. So keep an eye on that. But the main thing that I'm thinking is a move down. This is a really strong level down here. And then I want to take the long. And what I'm noticing on a lot of altcoins is a lot of altcoins also made 5 waves up. And we'll be looking at similar levels for an ABC or WXY move down, where you can long and put your stop at the low. It just depends how deep we retrace, and I hope we retrace pretty deep so that the stop losses are shallow and the gains are big. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Definitely check out our group if you want to be alerted for the trades, and then hop on the copy trader as well if you want to just sit back and let the trades be copied from our 8-figure trader. I know he had a little bit of losses in the last week or two, but you know, in one day we made 20% gains on the entire portfolio. So there's obviously going to be a few days of losses, and I'm looking forward to that. But anyways, guys, have a great, wonderful rest of your day. Let's see what Powell gives us tomorrow, and make sure to like and subscribe.